Welcome back here to the New Mexico High School Coach Association All-Star Game. It's halftime. Scott Coletti, Josh Grenier bringing you all the action here from the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia, New Mexico. And time now for our halftime guest. He is the president of the New Mexico High School Coach Association, Kevin Werth. And Kevin, explain how the presidency works with the New Mexico High School Coach Association.
Well, it's a rotation. Once you're on the board of directors, you go through, and every year it rotates through the different regions. We have 5 different regions, and last year I became the incoming president from the Northwest region, and in July I became president, taking over for Gary Bradley from Mayfield now. And I believe our incoming president, I can't remember who it is right now, but it'll just go through the different regions, and we serve a 1-year term, and we serve a 3-year term on the executive board of the board of directors.
Well, talk a little bit about the change. Last year, the All-Star Game, instead of being in the summer before high school football, a week after the championship games. Last year it went over well, and it seemed to really pick up steam. Yeah,
in Roswell it was a great venue, great event at the Wool Bowl. Obviously, going down to Artesia and having it at the Bulldog Bowl, we expect another great event as always down there. But it was something that was brought to us by the coaches, and that's what we do. We serve our coaches. And they thought instead of in the summer we were having trouble. One, you want to showcase your best seniors, and a lot of times in New Mexico, some of your best seniors, they're already signed, and some of their college coaches didn't want them playing in it that late in the summer, so they elected not to play in it. You get there and you get a lot of kids that were selected and they haven't done nothing for 4 or 5 months, and they come out of shape. So we thought one of the things we thought was having all the All-Star games 1 week after each season concluded. And it got overwhelmingly, I think, got overwhelming support, and I think it proved last year that it's probably the better way to go. And we're hoping to have another great year this year. So far, soccer and volleyball, cross country, we added another event. So, so far so good.
Kevin Werth, the president of the New Mexico High School Coach Association, our guest here at halftime. And the other good thing, it's right off the heels of the state titles. And what's good about that, your team, Piedra Vista, you're the offensive coordinator there. You're also the softball coach. Your team was in the championship game against Artesia, the team that's actually hosting this event. And quite a bit of exciting games in the championship, and then you pick the players and you go right in it again, and they're right in playing shape.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things, to get kids ready to play. They're still in playing shape. Even the kids that have been out of it maybe just 2-3 weeks, they're still ready to go. And we look forward to a great event. Barring injuries from the season, we're going to get the top kids to play in it. It's a little tougher for the smaller schools because they share a lot of athletes, and basketball's already in full swing now, wrestling's in full swing. Usually coaches are real good at working with each other, and we'll get those kids in there, they'll play, and hopefully they don't miss any of their winter sport.
Back to what you were talking about last year with the games in Roswell at the Wool Bowl. Very physical games. I mean, in the past, in the All-Star games, you see some physicality, but again, some of the players weren't necessarily in football shape again. Last year, it was like an actual All-Star game because you had players giving it their all, and they were fun to watch.
It was, and I think another thing, with the new format, it's not north and south anymore. It's the red and green games.
Yeah, brother playing against brother last year.
Yeah, brother against brother. What do you call it? School against school. Coaches coaching against their own players.
Right.
Because what we do is bring them together. We have the draft basically, the week before, and try to, create the two most equitable teams in each, the small school and the large school. And I think you see that. I mean, we just saw that last week. Buster Mabry, our executive director, does a great job running these events. It's a lot of work. But the volleyball event went off a couple of weeks ago after their season, and I believe the large schools went to 5 games, and they were all close games. And it's because it's so evenly matched, and it's a great event. And the other thing we've cut down on with that is in football especially, we were getting to the point where we're getting a little too many fights on the field, having to break up, bench clearing brawls, and that's a black eye to what an all-star event should be. And last year was just good, clean fun, hard hitting, and we're hoping that continues this year.
Yeah, and what's the other emphasis finally on what you want to get out of these games?
I just give these kids another opportunity to showcase their talent. I mean, New Mexico, I think sometimes gets a bad rap as far as we were talking about it earlier. It's not necessarily we don't have the kids, we just don't have the population as some of these larger, states and cities and metropolitan areas. But we have a lot of good kids in New Mexico that can play ball, all sports. You'll see today football, small schools, large schools, a lot of great athletes out there, getting after it and competing. And it's about, this is their day. It's their last, one last time you get to go out there and represent your school, your community, and, it should be fun.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
That's Kevin Werth, the president of the New Mexico High School Coaches Association, our halftime guest. More of halftime in just a moment.